Yeah. It's a Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time.
Was giving you a little more last week, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Every single week, it's a lyrical.
Who is this, boy, Lil Lord?
Now I'm ready to go. That's your part, Tana. Santana Moss Show podcast, episode 10.
10.
Man, we in double digits.
Wow.
That's crazy, right? I remember you asked me to do this, and I was like, yeah, man, you know, you my boy. We'll knock it out the box.
A 10, though.
10 later.
10.
We keep them clean. They ain't 20s, but we keep them clean.
Keep 'em clean.
Travis Thomas, Santana Moss, and hold up. Give me drum roll. I like when you do the drum roll. One of the most electrifying football players of all time. CP, are you with me? Clinton Portis in the house. Hold on, let me get my Clinton Portis on.
Yeah, put your shades on,
Let me
man.
get smooth with him. CP, Stunner Shades.
Hey, you probably can't see me right now. I'm here to try this.
You right, let me take these
What's
off.
up, my brother?
I'm cooling, man. What's good?
You become a Redskin. What was that like?
I come in and now I'm 22, 23, and I got to lead this organization. So it started off, I got Lavernius Coles, I got LeVar Arrington. Now LeVar is all and I got Chris Samuels. So Chris is my dog.
Right.
Like me and Chris Samuels was my dude from day one, just on some player stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me and Chris link up, pop it off. Me and Lavernius, Florida State,
Sure.
Miami. So me and Lavernius high profile offensive guys.
Right.
So, but I mess with defense as well. So I'm messing with LeVar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm kicking it with these dudes. So off top, now I got to bring them together because Lavernius and LeVar ain't really hang out.
Right.
Rod Gardner, like I got to try to bring these people together. So the best way I know to bring people together is a pool party. So we pool partying up week in, week out. Hey, LeVar have a pool party. I have a pool party. We putting the pool party together, and it started bringing the team together. Like honestly,
Quickly.
But the next thing is when you talk about Smoot hadn't got paid. Like you had a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball who hadn't got paid, who were putting in work. So you look at Smoot, you look at Antonio Pierce, you look at Lamar Marshall, Marcus Washington had just came. You know, so you got so many players that's trying to change the culture.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And then you got running backs, myself, Rock Gotti, Liddell Betts, where we bond instantly.
Right.
Like, I never in my life got into it with Liddell or Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you look at this, like bringing everybody now, you look at some of the players on offense, some of the Smoot and Lavernius Cole hated each other. You know what I mean? Like they hated each other at one point for something that the world don't know about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and it was just some cracking joke stuff. Like Smoot always cracking jokes. And one day we playing against the Rams, and Torrey Holt was demolishing Smoot. Like, but he talking to me and Lavernius on the sideline, like, hey, I'm about to run an 8 route. I'm gonna catch the ball right there. He can't do nothing about it.
Calling his shots.
Calling in Lavernius on the sideline, like, Smoot, you hear this? Like, hey, Torrey Holt catching the ball, stop, toss the ball back. Hey, y'all better get him off me, man. I'm gonna kill this dude. And this is the preseason. So that my first year, the offense and defense ain't really messing with each other just because Lavernius and Smoot wasn't rocking.
Sure.
Like Smoot cut the DBs off from associating with the offense, and then it trickled over.
Yeah.
So you got to go through that. You know what I mean? And I'm rocking with Lavernius and Rod G, and those were two of the craziest teammates I ever had before in my life. Like, Lavernius used to come out with a horse collar on, playing wide receiver, because he said we only run the ball. Like, we running the ball, so what's the point of me? Like, I need to be ready for this.
Cold,
like, people
man.
forget about all
cold.
this stuff. It was totally different, you know. And then all of a sudden, you go to after that year, how quick things change.
I ain't want you to jump the gun because I was going to ask you. I never looked back. I never even watched that year. I was going through a whole lot of my same, something different over there in New York.
Yeah.
But I remember Portis coming here, and I remember Sean following, and them boys got a chance to play together. I remember even Shockey balling in New York on the opposite side of that river, playing for the Giants. And you fast forward, everything you talked about your first year here. How was it such a change when I got here? Regardless of what y'all went through that season, I didn't see it, didn't hear it, didn't know about it. So it was like a clean slate for me, and I didn't even care what went on. What was the difference from 04 and 05?
Well, this is what happened. First, it was me and Sean. So, and Sean was coming to his own. You got to think, when Sean first came, he came with trouble. He came with package.
Right.
And baggage. So it was, although I was cool with my teammates, you talking about me and Sean rocking the way that we rocked, you know what I mean? Like, we was wide open. I remember we was like 1-5 or 1-4, like something crazy. And me and Sean get on JetBlue, a flight from Dulles to fly to Miami, and we both like damn near depressed. Like we never been a part of a losing team.
Not used to that.
Like we were in the liquor store. Like, man, we need to go to mine. Like we need to get some life. You know what I mean? Like we need to get. We bought a bottle of Hennessy Paradise. I think it was like $400 or $500. Just me and Sean. We got on a plane at Dulles. At this time, you could take alcohol onto the plane.
Right.
We take a bottle onto the plane, and we get these flights. No clothes, no anything. We just went to the airport. We were in the liquor store, like depressed, talking like, man, we need to just let our hair down, have a good time. We fly to Miami. We go get on JetBlue. This is what began, like, our relationship totally changed. We get on this flight. Me and Sean, we sitting on the plane. To hide the fact that we got our own liquor, they used to sell the little personals.
Right.
Yeah. So we buy all the personals and give them to the people around us to get these people wasted. Now, we're buying the personals, so of course the person selling them to them thinking, well, they're drinking this. But we're giving everything away. And we got our own bottle. So we drank a bottle of Hennessy Paradise from D.C. to Miami. That's a 2.5-hour flight. When we landed at 5 o'clock, we went straight to what was it before Diamonds.
Or Black Gold, one or the other.
We went straight.
Diamonds.
No, the first one that they put off of 441.
That was the first one was, that was Diamonds.
What's this, a shaker club?
Shaker.
At 5 o'clock.
That what you call it, shaker?
5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Shake.
Booty shaker.
Listen, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Me and Sean, no one knows we're in town. We go straight from the airport to there. Now, by 6:30, the owner, this is like when we walked in, the dancers were walking in, like doing wardrobe. You know what I mean? It's just me and Sean off in this spot. Depressed, dog, like going through it. Wow. Like we're talking like what we need to do, how we're going to have to elevate our game and our teammates to be successful, right? We go off in here and we so wide open and loose, like just in need of being in Miami.
Yeah,
like
release.
Something refreshing.
Right.
Bro, the owner walks up and say, listen, man, y'all want us to close down for the day? Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea.
Wow.
Close down. No one was allowed in. So it's me, Sean. We had a couple partners come meet us. Mike and Rod come up and meet us. So it's 4 of us, and we at this entire spot to ourselves. Like, by the time we make it home to our significant others at the time, like, I dropped the key probably 100 times trying to put it in, like, to get in the house. I scared.
Stumbling.
I done scared the crap out of her because she don't know I'm in town. The next day, Jackie said the same thing about Sean. Like, what happened? Like, what's wrong with you two? Like, where are you guys coming from? Like, we were just down there. So let's fast forward. We get through that season. Immediately after, the day after our last game, Lavernius come to my crib and say, hey, fam, I got to get up out of here. I want to go back to New York. Hey, I had fun playing with you. I said, what? Like, look, he was like, yeah, fam, I had a good time playing with you, man, but I'm getting out of here. So I'm like, what you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, this is the last game after we speak to the coaches. Lavernius come to my house and say he gone. I'm like, what? Like, how you gonna be gone? Lavernius pulls off, and Rod Gardner pulls up. Rod come and say, yeah, fam, I'm done, man. I got to get up out of here. I say, man, Rod, like, I understand Lavernius. Like, I'm just going to shoot it to you straight. You shouldn't leave. Like,
Right.
Don't you do it. You ain't come. You didn't have a good season.
He got more work to do.
Yeah. I said, nah, man, I need to get out of here, stand and everything. It was a lot more going on than people knew of. So I leave. Of course, everything is over, so I leave. I go to Miami. I get to Miami. The first person who coming to pick me up is sitting right here.
Wow.
Santana come in the condo. He frustrated, like, man, I'm tired of this. I look at Santana. Say, what? Man, they ain't, man, I don't know, man. I say, dawg, you want to come to D.C.?
Ooh,
I said, dawg, you want to come to D.C.? He was like, man, I go anywhere, man. I just want to get the ball. Like, I want to showcase my talent, show him what I can do. I said, you know what? I picked up the phone and called right then. I called Coach Gill. I said, Coach, man, what's going on? Coach answered the phone. Hey, Clinton here. I said, you talk to Lavernius? He said, yeah, what's wrong with him? I said, man, I don't know, but if you want to send him back, like, we can get Santana. Like, we need to get Santana. He was like, Santana, like, do you think we can do that? You think he wants to come here? I said, hold on. Here, Tanner.
Go ahead, CP.
Here, Tanner. So Tanner get on the phone with Coach. A month later, we got a new teammate.
Hello.
Hey, DJ, I'm a Miami guy and born and raised in that 305. And it's crazy. I tell guys my story all the time about how I got to Miami. A lot of people don't know that getting into that situation of being a Miami Hurricane, I had two other schools that was topped on my list. One was Florida State and one was Florida. I love something about the Florida Gators because they have Ike Hilliard, they have, Jaquez, Riddell Anthony, those guys. And I see, I'm always in your basement playing cards, and I see the pictures, and I'm looking at SC, and I'm like, you got a chance to play with the old ball coach himself. I've always wanted to ask you, SC over Clemson. How did that came? Because Clemson's been a team for many years now. But you chose to go to SC, and a lot of you guys from that area, man, has made SC, what they are today. But what made that decision happen for you?
Man, you know what? Coming out, growing up in South Carolina, we don't have a NFL team. Charlotte, right on the border of North Carolina and South Carolina. That's really still North Carolina. It's Carolina, but it's North Carolina. So South Carolina, we just look at South Carolina and Clemson as our pro teams. And, growing up, Clemson was 45 minutes down the street. Carolina was 2 hours from me. So I thought for sure I was going to get the Clemson, South Carolina offer. I really didn't get them offers until I went and ran 40s there. I was committed to Tennessee coming out. Because I just wasn't getting the home state interest that I thought I should. Having offers from 20 other different spots. I was like, man, I can't even get the two home state offers. So I felt played, and I actually went. I had to go to a camp. I had to run I ran 4.47, and then they was like, oh well, we need this guy. We gotta have him. I'm like, man, I've been in the state all my life. What you mean you need me now?
Wow.
So it was sort of like I was like, man, I'm committed to Tennessee. I just came here to prove myself. And then Philip Foreman ended up getting resigned. I wanted to stay in the SEC. I didn't really want to play in the ACC. I just really wanted to stay in the SEC, and I didn't want to go to Kentucky, Mississippi State, or Auburn. So South Carolina ended up being the best choice for me, and I don't regret it to this day. I went there, and actually how it happened, all of us was on our official visit at Tennessee. Me, Stephon Gilmore, Alshon Jeffrey, Devontae Holloman, a lot of the guys, we was all committed elsewhere, but we was just like, man, let's just go to South Carolina, bro, and start our own dynasty. And we all went to South Carolina with the old ball coach, and we was the Glory Boys when we was there, man. Most winning. We had the most wins my senior class did in school history.
give me a little story about the old ball coach. I heard many stories about him especially from Smoot last week.
Yeah.
And he talked about how he was as the NFL coach. I always looked up to the guy because of what he did at Florida, some of the things he did with his passing game. I mean, man, a young high school guy. Bro, I used to get my moves. Look, I played on Friday nights. Saturdays, I'm out in the streets doing whatever, we did back then in those days, back in 96, 97. I don't want to tell my age too much. And Sundays, I didn't watch college football that much on Saturday. So Sunday, I would go back on Sunshine Network, and I would watch all the highlights from Florida game that they played on Saturday. So some of the things that Ike Hilliard, those guys did back in those days, I would take it and put it in my game. What was some of the things? Give me a story about the old ball coach. How was he as a coach to you, man?
Man, Coach Spurrier, he definitely had his favorites.
Yeah.
For sure had his favorites. He had guys that couldn't do no wrong, but he would never say that much to the defense. The offense, he in the quarterback.
He knew it.
He all in the quarterback. It ain't no sparing Garcia or Connor Shaw. They go get it. They go get it full force. He out there. He gonna be out there with no shirt on. Think he getting a tan. gonna have this NFL ball. He got an NFL ball. Telling everybody he can make every throw. Still dead, but like a bubble gum. But he out there with his visor on, shirt off, and he talking cash.
Man, I did not know this about the old ball coach, man.
But look, he didn't never say nothing to the defense. Only time he said something to defense, now
when y'all was whooping him.
And that was every day. Cause we had Clowney on one side.
Yeah, I knew it had to be trouble now.
Melvin Ingram. We had Melvin Ingram as a D tackle. We had Devin Taylor for the Detroit Lions. He was on the outside.
Bro,
it wasn't fair, dog. And I remember in practice, man, Coach Whammy, man, Coach Ward, our defensive coordinator. Hey, we gonna kick his ass all day today. Look, and Coach Spurrier, we're not worried about that. Listen. If we give up another sack, take Clowney out of practice. We used to take them boys out of practice, man, because they could not get a pass off. It was too dominant, dog. But it made us all better, man. When we see Coach Spurrier and the D coordinator arguing about who better, that's when we knew it was live. So the competition in practice was so crazy. It was just when we went out there on Saturdays, it was easy.
That's great, man, to hear those kind of stories because, I was once a part of, a team like that had so many guys that was, privileged enough to go out there and make it in the NFL level and not just make it, be dominant, be players that you can talk about to this day. So I want to fast forward a little bit with you. You spent some time in Houston. And you got a chance to play with a teammate of mine, Ed Reed. I'm not sure how much he played, around that time he was there or not, because I knew he was on that part of his career where he was trying to say, let me take on whatever they're giving me right now. He done so much for Baltimore, and then Houston gave him a chance to come over there. What was it like, man? I just really want to hear this from you. What was it like being a part of, that team and just knowing you had Ed Reed, to me considered right now one of the greatest to play the position? What was it like to watch and learn from him, man?
He the GOAT.
Man, you know what? It was crazy because, when I seen the 832 area code coming out, I was like, man, I want to go to Washington to follow Sean T. I want to go to Baltimore to carry on Ray Lewis and Ed. Or I want to go to Houston to play with Ed. So it was one of them three teams just to follow legacies of the people that I grew up watching. And, when I seen the 832, I was like, bro, I know I ain't going to H-Town with Ed. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So when I got there, it was the most humbling experience ever. We still to this day, I call him uncle, he called me nephew. He took me up under his wing, from day one. I go to his crib, we kicking it at the crib. He talking life to me, not even football. He always used to talk real life to me, and then he'll get to the football stuff. He had the film room and up in his room looking like the regular meeting room. We always got it in. He kept the iPad with him, and still stuff to this day I try to install to the young guys today what he taught me, because a lot of those words and conversations I'll never forget, and it's still helping me to this day. And like I told him, I sent him out a text. I was like, man, I'm just now understanding what you was telling me then. When I was a rookie, I was hearing it, but I was blind to it because I didn't really know what you were saying. But now when I'm in year 6, I'm like, man, Ed told me this, bro, 6 years ago.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just now understand what he's saying because experience is something that you can't really coach.
It's everything.
And you got to really be in it to, learn how to do it. And, I tip my hat to Ed, Hall of Fame guy, any day, man.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, DJ, I want to get yours. I think he's the GOAT.
Oh, no
I
doubt.
think about, obviously
Easy.
Sean T's life got cut down way too
Way too
early.
soon.
I think Ronnie Lott. But I'm like, for modern day football, especially, Ed Reed was almost really ahead of his time, DJ.
Yeah, for real.
Ed,
for real. And like,
go ahead, DJ.
Before he came to us, the man missed 8 games, went and played 8 games, got 8 picks.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about
Like
it.
that's GOAT status, man.
Look, I tell you this, and I know we have to move on, but I remember me and Ed came in the same freshman class at University of Miami. Ed came in, and me and my classmate from Carroll City, my high school in Miami, he was the one that was recruited by UM. I was the guy that came on a track scholarship. Ed said immediately he thought me and this other freshman who was, ended up being sweet mates with Ed that year, was older guys. He said just looking at us, he thought we was older guys. And that year, Ed couldn't play. We used to go by Coach Curtis Johnson's house a lot. He's the receiver coach for the New Orleans Saints right now. If you ever wonder why New Orleans Saints wide receivers getting off, because Curtis Johnson. And Ed twisted his ankle playing the pickup basketball game, and he couldn't play as a freshman with us. Me, Reggie Wayne, which was his roommate, which was my suite mate, and Devin Brown, we all played as true freshmen. 4 guys that shared the rooms together played as true freshmen. Ed couldn't play because of his sprained ankle, but we knew he was going to be the guy. And when he got a chance to be the guy, bro, I mean, it was guys looking at this man like, how can he be so ahead of the game at a young age? This guy would tell me. It was funny because all Ed friends would come to the game, and they was like, man, every time we hear you score a touchdown and Ed get a pick. And I was like, well, that's our thing. I was one of those guys from the boot to them because they come from New Orleans. They call it the boot. And they like, man, we come to see our boy Ed ball, but Santana, you find some reason to, go out there and shine with him. But I love the guy, man. He was a guy like, Swearinger just, talked about, man, he talked life. And to this day, man, when you see him, man, he's been about his business, so humble, way mature for his time. I always told Ed he acted like he was a grown man when we was 18.
Straight up.
Straight up.
He did things a little differently, man. But I appreciate that little story because that's the guy I know.
The funniest teammate I ever had was.
Wow, I hate to talk in third person, but it could be me. Let me see who did I have fun with. Who was just Robert Roy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, me and Robert Roy used to literally sit
Rob
by
was
the
a
shower.
fool, man. He was a fool.
Hey, we used to sit by the shower and wait for people to come out, and we dog every last person to come out the shower. Talk
Rob
about
was
how
a fool,
bad
man.
built they is. And we used to have this thing called a dead man suit contest.
Man, the dead man suit.
Because you can give black men money, but you can't take them out the ghetto. That's all I'm going to tell you. So every time before we had to get on the road, we got to wear suits.
Right.
So I literally just sit and look around. Everybody.
Who win today?
I got people coming up to me, man, how this suit. So I get a dead man suit award out when we get on the plane. It hurts people's feelings. Like, you never seen big guys with these type of egos hurting until you tell them they suit ugly.
Oh my God, Santana.
I ain't got to say nothing. My funniest teammate been Fred, and I'm gonna tell the story. The funniest thing he ever done, beyond all the other funny moments I done shared with him, is when Jason Campbell wore some wrestling drawers.
Oh yeah, he wore some Ric Flair. Nature Boy.
Fred was in there going in, so I'm going to my locker, and all you can do is you can hear Fred outside the locker room going on. Oh, our fearless leader, he wore some hacksaw Jim Duggan draws.
We know we gonna lose.
On a trip. We know we losing this week. And we like, so I walk in the locker room, man, what's going on? Fred like, you ain't seen him? And pulled his pants down, and the man got on. I say, oh, man, dog.
Listen, they was beyond European.
Man, Jason Campbell stood up there, man, and he tall, bad body,
build,
and he just
got
said,
a gut.
Come on, man. I'm like, pull your pants up, man. Like,
my God.
That's our fearless leader.
Fred said, that's our fearless leader. When Hacksaw Jim Duggan draws, you know he losing this week. And look, he made him lead them draws in Tampa.
He left him in Tampa. He went home drawless, free ball.
Say,
all
man,
the
you
way
better
home.
not wear them damn draws back, man.
Hey, man, it was
Oh, my
rough,
God.
man.
That dude is a fool, man.
My favorite coach I ever played for was.
Can I have two? Can I have
Yeah.
1 point, a 1A and a 1B?
Sure.
My favorite coach of all time is the Joseph Gibbs. All right, Coach Gibbs got this granddad effect, and I was one of the few people. Why we used to be in scratching line. I'm talking to Joe. Like I talked about Joe Gibbs every day almost. Like, it didn't matter to me. All right, but man, just warmth. Like, you don't usually get that. Usually with coaches, man, it's just all business. You a player. We don't use you. It's over with. You could tell you knew Coach cared about you individually. He cared about us, like, period. It's like nothing before, so it's nothing. Hand down, it's Coach Gibbs. Now, my 1B, we did not win a game under him.
Yeah.
I already know.
Coach
the old
Spurrier.
ball coach.
Oh, I love some Coach Spurrier. You want to talk about a coach that's fun to play for? Man, Coach don't care about nothing. When we stop practicing, he stop practicing. He finna lead. Hey, listen to me.
He'd
Don't
go
care.
play golf, wouldn't he?
Oh, one time we got beat so bad, Coach said, come on, guys, come on in real quick. Hey, we better go on, take a shower, and get out of here for another game breakout. He was like, yeah, look, we still get paid, man. I'm like, this dude is thrown.
Wow.
Coach for president. Listen to me. I love Coach Spurrier.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, and he alluded to it, man. And Coach Gibbs. Coach Gibbs, my favorite pro coach. I have a couple of coaches that I can put in that selection or put in that slot, high school and college. But pro, Coach Gibbs. And I say that because one of the things I wanted from a coach is a coach that to be a coach, but at the same time understand me, understand us as men. You know, Coach Gibbs shared something with us that, you know, in his earlier years, through them Super Bowl years, he had to allow himself to let men be men. He said he had a guy, one of his Hall of Famers, that came to work every day drunk. Yeah. Every day. He hung out every night. And he said the players was like, Coach, let him do what he do because that makes him
Scott
sane.
McLuhan.
And he said that he had to allow himself to deal with it because as long as that guy went out there and played between those lines, when that time permitted itself, then he had to deal with that. And he said that guy did it. That guy never not come to work. He said he was to the point to where he went out that night and he would come in early just so he would be asleep in the parking lot to make sure he get to work.
I've done that a couple times.
So, you know,
I might do it tonight.
I appreciate that. And then another note, what led me to, you know, have so much love for Coach Gibbs, I remember a game and I was winded. And my first year here, man, I was the guy. I mean, we had other receivers, but
we had to get him the ball.
They throwing me the ball 100 times.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, I loved it. So I never would tell you, no, don't do it. And that's probably one of the reasons why I had, you know, throwing up my behind for all these other years when they weren't throwing me the ball like that. But Coach Gibbs, it was third down, and I just needed a breather. I didn't know what down it was. When you're exhausted, when you're tired, fatigue said that you got to get out.
You got to go.
I got out, told James Strass to come in, and I'm sitting on the sideline, and you just see Coach Gibbs slowly walks his way towards me. I could see him walking. I don't know who it is.
Feel his presence.
I'm bent over just breathing, gasping for air, and he said, you know it's third down. And I looked to see who it was first. I'm like, I looked at the clock. He said, he better catch this ball. Oh, so I'm sitting there like, damn, James Strass catching the ball for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, boy, James, please.
James, I need
James
you.
Caught that thing went 50.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the play you talking about.
And I said, I got right back in the game. Now, I never again came out on third down, but that's what you want. You want a coach to say, look, I ain't got to rah-rah to you. I ain't got to tell you all this craziness, man. I'm going to talk to you like a man and let you know how critical this situation and this down is and what you mean to the team. As long as you get it, then you get me, and then I get you, and we all can be on the same page. Never again. He had to ever tell me anything again. And, you know, I love that about him, and I hated when he left. I'm like, damn, Coach, we just starting to get that rhythm again.
Going,
But he wanted to be with his family and be with his grandkids.
And that NASCAR,
man, so,
he loved that NASCAR. And after football, he done brought me and my son to watch NASCAR.
That's cool.
So
he invited me out there to do that.
Man, and he done been there for me after football. Like,
that's cool.
Talk. So he's the Pope.
Well, you know he's beloved here forever.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
All right, Tanner, we'll go first with you on this one. If there was one thing I could go back in time and change about my game, it would be.
You know, to be honest with you, the ideal answer for me is to say nothing. Honestly, because you have to sit out there.
You gotta be content.
You have to say everything I did prepared me to be the guy I was. Now, whether you won or lost, whether you was the best or not, you have to be content with that and say, I can't change. I can't say. The one thing I would say, though, and honestly, I won't change nothing. But the one thing I think I would have done earlier if I'd known better is probably watch more film. I didn't care who. I had a thing. I was superstitious. If I knew I was going against Fred Smoot, that's all I wanted to know.
Yeah,
I didn't want to see what Fred did last week.
Habits and stuff.
I didn't want to see none of the things he did, good or bad, because I want to be clueless when I faced him. I'm gonna give him what I got raw.
Yeah,
everything's gonna be raw. It's gonna be instinct on his instinct over his instinct. And I felt like I was successful against more guys when I didn't watch them. As soon as the coach stopped putting me on, hey, you gotta look for these tactics that he does, and look for this left hand jam. Yeah. Now you got me worried about stuff that I shouldn't be worried about.
You got you thinking.
So I would have watched film for different reasons, not to particularly watch the guy, but just to watch the defense in the total. Yeah. Because I find myself later in my career when they moved me to the slot, I was able to read defenses like, you know what? I'm sitting there like, oh, man, I saw the ball before the ball even could come. Right. And I used to hate it that I was playing with young guys because I'm saying they don't see what I see.
They weren't
and it wasn't registering. I'm telling Pierre, man, you finna be open. I'm finna take this guy from you. So right now, they got us. They got us outnumbered. But I'm taking mine and him. Right. So it's you one-on-one.
Right.
The quarterbacks were so young at the time. We had RG. He didn't understand it like we saw it, and especially me from a guy inside. When I saw guys blitzing on us, me and Trent had a little thing going on. Cat. I'm telling Trent hitting his pat. Trent's like, I see you, big horse. And we telling the same thing to the quarterback. He don't get it because he's young, and I can see it before it's forming. So I would say just watching film as a total, not watching the individual, just watching it as a total.
I would say if I could change anything, probably would have stayed out of Marines and never went to the Vikings. I probably would have took just a little less.
Never took that boat trip, huh?
Yeah, I would have never got on that boat with Big
Whose
Mac.
idea was the boat? Was
well,
it yours,
first of all,
Smoot?
let's be honest. Now, I was a free agent signing them. I had just got there, okay? They had been doing this party every year, all right?
Oh, man. Okay.
Now, this is what they did. Here in D.C., like if I play defense, I got to take the defensive players out to dinner and to a night on the town.
Okay.
That's my hazing. In Minnesota, they took up money starting from the first-round pick all the way to the free agents that made the team. All right, when we took up the money, we had 2 first-round picks that year. We had $80,000 to throw one party. All right. People don't know who Big Mac is, but Big Mac know everybody. When it comes to women in the world,
anybody.
Hey, when I say women, I mean women. All right?
Right.
So one night, one party. The building that they usually throw the party at closed like a month before it. So then they like, all right, this is where Fred Smoot got through under the bus. Hey, man, well, we should throw the party. I'm like, you ain't throwing it at my house. So we made it clear. So I like, man, it's the home of 10,000 lakes. How about we throw it on a yacht? There you go. And this is what I did. I got on the phone, called the yacht, come and say, hey, we need y'all 2 biggest yachts. That's all I did. That's all I did.
But they blame you for the mastermind.
And now I'm the mastermind.
Right.
You was the mastermind.
But with the $80,000, what we did was flew in the 10 best scripters from every city in America.
Woo!
And when we finished, it was like 65 of them, 67 of them.
Woo!
And when I say made that thing tsunami, woo! Oh, and see, people just like to talk about the party. They was there for 3 days.
Damn! Smoot! Damn!
Yes, sir.
Lord have mercy.
You need a tetanus shot after that weekend. Yes, sir.
I need a shower just hearing about it.
Hey,
You just fell creepy. It's like your hair just rose up on you.
Woke up with a wingworm. You know?
Hey, if all you guys are ringworm, you
thank
You was healthy.
Hey, Santana Moss Show podcast, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube channel. We're on everything. We need that 5-star review. You know you want to give it to us. Give it to us. Santana Moss Show podcast. Travis Thomas, Santana Moss. Deuces.
It's the Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical.